A Sheboygan mom raises thousands of dollars to pay her daughter's medical bills.
But she left out one crucial detail. Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson joins us with a plot twist straight out of a mystery novel. Brian?
Yeah, Ted and Christina, this one's crazy. Fiction writers from all over the world sent money to help a Wisconsin mom whose daughter was in the hospital. But they soon discovered the leader of their online book club had a troubling secret of her own. Their first clue, a Fox 6 investigation. What is your name?
I'm not talking to anybody. I haven't done anything.
One of the key elements of psychological fiction.
Sometimes everything's not the way that it seems.
Is a protagonist in crisis.
My name is Dawn.
Dawn what?
4 years after we exposed her illegal Waukesha daycare, 53-year-old Dawn Astudillo is back for a sequel.
Charged with very serious and concerning offenses.
Though she's not exactly thrilled
Can you stop it?
to be playing the main character. The latest chapter is set in Sheboygan, where neighbors
We like to help anybody.
say the woman they knew only as Dawn came to them asking for favors.
She needed help breaking ice and getting her car to the garage and clearing her sidewalks.
Then
We bought 2 rounds of ice melt for her.
kept asking
My 7-year-old and I went over there and chipped away at ice for a couple hours at least.
over and over again.
Can you help us out again? I'm just a single mother.
Online, Dawn started a Facebook group devoted to psychological thrillers
The authors and readers all love her to death.
that's grown to more than 5,000 members worldwide.
I am an author I need exposure to, and that's why I joined it.
This author asked us not to use his name and to disguise his face and voice to avoid putting his writing career at risk.
The groups that we're in can be very generous, but they can also be very vindictive.
He is one of 6 fiction writers who have communicated with the Fox 6 investigators since April, when Dawn revealed she was going through something terrible and desperately needed help.
You think, oh man, I'm not want for money.
She solicited donations to support her daughter, a brave little girl battling a serious illness. And a throng of published authors responded, chipping in.
Most of the authors I encounter are very, in the community, in all the genres really, are very generous.
What Dawn failed to mention is why her daughter was in the hospital.
This is clearly, to me, deceptive behavior.
To explain that, we have to go back to last summer, when Dawn adopted her daughter's first puppy. She named the 6-week-old Labradoodle mix Scooby-Doo. But in November, he ran away. And when Dawn came to the Sheboygan County Humane Society to claim him, staff members said she was acting strangely, argued about paying for a rabies vaccine, and gave false information about her identity. But what troubled them most was the quiet little girl standing beside her. They said she looked disheveled and unhealthy, with matted hair, dirty clothes, and obvious dark bags under her eyes.
The bags.
yeah.
Usually the bags.
Jonathan and Felicia Pirwitz noticed the same thing.
Skinny.
Looked very, honestly, malnourished.
But when they tried to speak up,
Is your daughter okay? Is there anything we can help with?
they say Dawn
Oh, no, we gotta go. We gotta go now.
disappeared.
After we confronted her about her daughter, we didn't hear from her ever again.
Yeah.
In January, a passerby found a Labradoodle mix abandoned in a rural ditch just north of Sheboygan. Records show the starving animal was in horrendous condition, every bone in its spine and pelvis visible. It was the same dog Dawn had claimed 2 months earlier. For a breed that should have been 35 to 40 pounds, records show it weighed 16.
Caked with urine and feces, unable to properly stand or walk.
Humane Society staff remembered Dawn and their concerns about her little girl, so they called police, who called Child Protective Services, who paid Dawn a visit and noted her daughter appeared to be malnourished with extremely sunken eyes. After that, Sheboygan County Sheriff's deputies say Dawn intentionally avoided CPS. On March 28th, police found them at a Brookfield hotel. She confessed to dumping the dog in a ditch, but explained her daughter's sunken eyes were just a feature of her ethnicity. Police arrested Dawn and took the girl into protective custody. And a doctor found the 9-year-old's weight was off the charts low, just 49 pounds. Her teeth were extremely rotten, and her speech sounded like that of a 4 or 5-year-old child. Investigators say she'd been completely isolated, didn't know her own birthday, and talked about playing with imaginary friends.
Makes me understand why they were never outside, why we never saw them around.
It was 4 days after all that when Dawn created the fundraiser.
Something horrible's happened. It's every parent's nightmare.
She said donations would cover medical expenses.
Please, I need money. Please, I need money.
And implored her supporters to be the plot twist in a little girl's story. But the real surprise was right there in front of them.
Books are written about these kind of premises.
Authors in the group knew their admin as Dawn Angel.
What is your real name?
That is not true. My name is Dawn.
But the fundraiser was listed under her real name, Dawn Astudillo. And that led them to this.
You've been telling people your name was Gabriella Anderson.
That is not true.
A Fox 6 investigation in 2020 found Astudillo running an illegal daycare under a fake name.
How old is she?
She is 5.
And lying to police about her daughter's age.
There must be something in her past she doesn't want us to know about.
After seeing our story, at least one of the authors confronted Dawn, prompting her to update the GoFundMe. This time she admitted she needed financial help, not for medical expenses, but to get her daughter back.
Do you feel misled?
Hearing that addition, yes.
She raised $2,450, almost enough to pay her attorneys $2,500 starting retainer.
Let me just be blunt here. I did not donate $100 for that cause. I donated $100 to help pay medical bills for a kid that was in the hospital.
In May, prosecutors charged Astudillo with 4 misdemeanor counts of mistreating animals and 2 felony counts of child abuse.
Taken all together, she's facing a great deal of incarceration.
Of course, like any good mystery,
Kids are resilient, they can rebound.
the outcome is never certain.
Hopefully she will, with good parenting and healthy nutrition and proper sleep.
Until the final chapter is written.
This is not the first time Dawn Astudillo has been accused of mistreating a child. When she was 19 years old in 1991, police in Florida found her toddler bruised and malnourished. She was convicted of child abuse, and according to the criminal complaint in the current case in Sheboygan, Astudillo has had as many as 4 other children removed by child welfare agencies in other states. She's being held right now in the Sheboygan County Jail on $50,000 bail. She's due back in court July 19th.